She appears in light, alien girl becomes invisible asterisk. The galaxy was wide and silent. A lone human exploration ship drifted near a strange glowing world. The planet looked half dead, covered in broken stone and quiet mist. But from space, the humans had seen something unusual. Strange beams of light had burst across the land like signals. No machine made those signals. No city remained, and yet the light moved like it was alive. The captain, Marcus, stood on the deck. His crew waited nervously, their eyes on the strange planet. For months they had searched for signs of life. Most worlds were empty, only dust and ruins. But here, there was a sign. Something waited below, something that shone. The ship landed on the surface with a low rumble. The air was thin but breathable with suits. Mist curled around the humans as they stepped down. The ruins of old towers rose from the fog, cracked and broken. Carvings covered the stone walls, but they were faint and unreadable. The crew walked slowly, their lights shining into the thick mist. Every sound echoed, as if the ruins were listening. Then it happened. A sharp burst of light tore through the valley. The humans froze, raising their weapons, their hearts racing. The light grew brighter and brighter until it hurt their eyes. And from the center of the glow, a figure appeared. She stepped forward slowly, as if the light carried her. A girl, not human, yet graceful and beautiful. Her skin glowed with purple shimmer. Her hair fell like flowing strands of silver. Her eyes were bright, glowing with strange energy. She looked both fragile and powerful. The crew stared in silence. Arya, the youngest explorer, whispered, "She is not human." Tomas muttered, "Then what is she? Why does she appear like this?" The captain raised his hand, warning his crew not to act. The girl stood still, her face calm. The ruins around her seemed to breathe, flowers of light opening on the stone. She lifted her hands softly, and the light wrapped around her. Before anyone could speak, she vanished. Her body faded into thin air, invisible, leaving only the glow fading in the mist. The humans gasped. One moment she was there, shining like hope. The next moment nothing remained. The captain whispered, "She was real. We all saw her." Arya nodded, her eyes wide. She appeared in light, and then she became nothing, like she folded into the air. The mist grew quiet again, as if nothing had happened. But the humans felt her presence. They could not see her, but they felt they were not alone. The crew began to move deeper into the ruins. The walls glowed faintly, footsteps echoed. Now and then the humans thought they heard soft movement, like cloth brushing stone. Arya turned quickly, sure someone had touched her shoulder, but no one was there. Tomas swore he saw glowing footprints for a second on the dusty floor. But they faded. The captain felt the silence heavy around them. He knew she was still near, watching. Then, once more, a burst of light came. She appeared again, not far away, her body glowing with the same purple shimmer. Her gown shimmered like silver water. Her hair lifted softly in the glow. She looked at them, her expression unreadable. This time, she raised a hand, pointing at a broken tower ahead. Before the crew could step closer, she clapped her hands together. The sound echoed like thunder trapped in glass. The mist around the tower glowed. The carvings lit up with strange blue fire. The humans froze, their hearts racing, and in the next second, she vanished again, gone into nothingness, leaving the glow behind. Arya whispered in awe, "She wants us to follow." Tomas shook his head, his voice tense, "Or she is leading us into a trap." The captain looked at the glowing tower. He felt the weight of choice, but deep inside he knew this was not random. The girl appeared with purpose. She showed herself in light. She vanished in silence. She was not an enemy, not yet. She was a mystery, a message. The ruins trembled faintly, as if alive. The mist thickened, hiding the path. The humans stood in the valley, unsure of the next step, but in their hearts, the image of the glowing girl remained clear. Her beauty, her power, her strange way of vanishing into nothing. She was not just a shadow, not just a ghost. She was real, and she was waiting. The galaxy was no longer silent. It had spoken, and it had spoken through her. The ruins were silent after the alien girl vanished, but the glow on the broken tower still burned with blue light. The humans stood close together, their hearts racing. Captain Marcus looked at the light carefully, his eyes sharp. "She is not only showing herself," he said, "she is showing us the way." Arya nodded quickly, her voice soft with wonder. "She saved us from walking blind into the ruins." Tomas shook his head, nervous. "Or she wants to control us. She appears and disappears like a shadow. We do not know her plan. The captain kept walking, his boots pressing against the dusty stone. The crew followed, their lights cutting through the mist. Every step felt heavy, as if the ruins themselves were holding secrets. As they reached the tower, strange carvings lit up on the walls, symbols of figures with long ears, glowing bodies, and hands raised in light. The humans touched the stone, feeling warmth like living skin. It was not dead rock, it was alive with energy. Arya whispered, "These are her people. They once lived here. They could bend the light. They could vanish into it." Tomas muttered, "If they were so powerful, where are they now?" Before the captain could answer, another burst of light filled the air. The alien girl appeared again, standing near the carvings. Her purple skin shimmered, her gown glowing with silver fire. Her hair flowed as if caught in a breeze, though no wind blew. She looked at the humans, her eyes bright but sad. Then she clapped her hands again. The sound echoed like crystal breaking, and suddenly the carvings moved. The walls came alive with glowing pictures. They showed tall alien figures bending beams of light, walking invisible among stars. Then the images changed, showing battles, destruction, the alien people fading away into nothing. Only one figure remained in the end, standing alone in the light. The girl pointed at herself, then at the pictures. The humans understood. She was the last of them, the last guardian of this place. The captain stepped forward, his voice calm. "You are not our enemy." The girl tilted her head, her expression unreadable. She raised her glowing hand toward him. For a second the captain felt warmth, like sunlight touching his chest. But then she vanished once more, disappearing into the mist. The humans gasped, looking around. They could feel her near, but they could not see her. Suddenly Arya shouted, "Look!" On the floor glowing footprints appeared, walking slowly deeper into the ruins. The prints were small, delicate, yet filled with light. The crew followed carefully, their steps echoing in the silence. Every few moments, the prints vanished, only to reappear again further ahead. It was like she was guiding them while remaining unseen. They entered a wide hall, covered in broken pillars. The air was heavy with energy, glowing dust, floating like stars. The humans stopped as they heard a sound, soft laughter, like the echo of a child. It came from everywhere, impossible to place. Tomas spun around, his weapon raised. "She is playing with us." But the captain shook his head, his voice low. "No, she is testing us." The laughter faded, replaced by silence. Then she appeared again, right in the center of the hall. The humans stared at her glowing body, her purple skin brighter than before. She raised her hand and pointed to the far side of the hall. There, a huge door of crystal stood, sealed with light. She clapped her hands. The door trembled but did not open. She looked at the humans, waiting. The captain stepped forward, his heart pounding. He touched the glowing crystal, feeling a strange warmth inside. Arya whispered, "It needs more than her power. It needs us too." The captain nodded. Together, he and the alien girl pressed their hands against the door. Her glow mixed with his human touch. The crystal shone bright, the hall filled with light, and with a sound like thunder breaking, the door opened. Behind it lay a hidden chamber. The humans stepped inside, their eyes wide. Rows of glowing stones lined the walls, pulsing with energy. In the center stood a crystal pool, glowing like liquid light. The girl appeared beside it, her eyes shining with tears. She pointed to the pool, then to the humans. The captain felt the meaning. This was not only her secret, it was her burden. The pool was the source of her power, the last light of her people, and she had guarded it alone for countless years. The humans looked at each other in silence. They finally understood. She was not playing, not tricking. She was showing them the truth. She was the invisible guardian, the last of a people who vanished into light, and now, she was asking for something. But what, they did not yet know. The chamber glowed brighter, the alien girl's body flickered, her glow dimming slightly. She was weakening, Arya whispered. She cannot keep appearing forever. It takes her strength. The captain's chest grew heavy. They had come searching for life, and they had found her. But if she kept giving, she would fade away. The silence pressed around them. The humans stood before the last guardian, and the question burned in their minds. What choice must they make? The chamber of light was silent. The pool in the center glowed softly, sending ripples of blue across the walls. The alien girl stood near it, her purple skin glowing faintly, her gown shining like silver water, but her body flickered, her glow weakening. She had used her power too many times. The humans could see it in her trembling hands. Every time she appeared, every time she vanished into light, she gave away a piece of herself. Captain Marcus felt a heavy weight in his chest. They had come searching for life, for hope, and they had found her, a living miracle. But she was fading. Arya whispered, "She cannot keep this forever. If she continues, she will vanish completely." Tomas clenched his fists. "Then why show us this? Why guide us here?" The captain looked at the girl, her eyes glowing with sadness but also trust. She pointed to the humans, then to the glowing pool. It was clear. She wanted them to understand. Marcus stepped forward, his voice steady. "This is the last of your people's light, and you have guarded it alone." The girl nodded softly, her hair shimmering in the glow. She raised her hands, clapped once, and the chamber burst with color. For a moment, every flower carved into the walls bloomed, every stone lit up, the pool glowed like a small sun. But as the light faded, she fell to her knees, her body flickering. Arya rushed forward, but the girl lifted her hand, stopping her. She looked at them with calm eyes, her meaning clear. If she kept clapping alone, she would disappear forever. But if they joined her, if humans shared their strength with her, the light could remain. The crew stood in silence. Tomas muttered, "We cannot do what she does. We are only human." But Marcus shook his head, his voice low. "Maybe that is why she chose us. Maybe this power was never meant to be carried by one race alone." The captain raised his hands slowly. He looked at the girl, then he clapped. The sound was simple, human, powerless, but the alien girl lifted her weak hands and clapped with him. The two sounds met in the chamber, human and alien, and the pool of light shimmered brighter than before. The walls trembled, glowing carvings lit up with living fire. For the first time, her glow did not fade. It grew stronger, steadier, as if the shared sound gave her balance. Arya and Tomas stepped forward, their hands clapping too. The sound grew louder, echoing like a heartbeat. The alien girl smiled, her purple skin glowing bright again. She clapped with them, and the chamber exploded with light. Flowers of every color bloomed across the stone, filling the air with fragrance. The mist outside the ruins lifted. The valley came alive. Trees rose from the ground. Rivers of light shimmered. The dead world was breathing again. The humans stared in wonder, tears in their eyes. They had never seen such beauty. Not machines, not weapons, not war, but the simple power of joining hands, of sharing strength. The alien girl looked at them, her face glowing with hope. She pointed to the seeds of light rising from the pool, thousands of tiny glowing sparks floating upward like stars. She had given them a gift, not just for this planet, but for all of humanity. Marcus bowed his head, his voice firm. "We will carry your light, not as thieves, but as partners. We will spread it across the galaxy, and we will never forget you." The girl's eyes softened. A smile curved on her lips. She clapped one final time. The chamber shone so bright it felt like standing inside a sun. Then, slowly, her body dissolved into pure light. She vanished, but not as before. This time her glow remained, filling the ruins, filling the seeds, filling the air. She had become one with the light itself, eternal and unseen. The humans walked back to their ship, their hearts full. The valley, behind them, bloomed with endless life. The seeds of light followed them, glowing softly inside their containers. Arya whispered, "She is not gone. She is with us, invisible, watching." Marcus nodded, his eyes on the stars. "She appears, in light, and though she becomes invisible, her hope remains." The ship rose into the sky, leaving the once dead planet now alive with color. The galaxy stretched wide before them, silent but no longer empty, because now they carried the gift of light, a gift born from trust, from unity, from a girl who appeared in light and became invisible, and wherever they traveled, the sound of that clap, the bloom of that hope, would follow them across the stars.